How long did it take you to get accustomed to it? Was it immediate or?
Well, I mean, I think my father had a lot to do with it because he had kind of introduced me to some things because he worked with some Japanese businesses and had a client that had a Japanese restaurant. So when I was a kid, he used to take me. So I was kind of a really little kid, like 4 years old. They would let me taste some of the different things, and um, we had gone. I grew up in Miami Beach, so we would go fishing, and I grew up with fish. So the idea of eating raw fish was not necessarily something that was uh, crazy. It was just a different way of eating fish that I never thought about it. Just that's how, and I was so young, it didn't stop me. So um, I got kind of introduced to it pretty early on. But what really did it was like definitely like some friends and my wife, specifically, my wife's Japanese. Um, like just the routines that I would see, that really kind of took it to a deeper level. And then like living here also, man, there's some really cool stuff. Like when here's a small thing, right? When you get on the train, so Tokyo is massive, massive. But when you get on the train, as soon as you start to hit the edge of the city, you're suddenly in farmland. Like when you're in a lot of other places, you got to kind of get out a lot further to get where there's agricultural areas, right? But here, because land is more, it's harder to come by. There's less land than in the United States. As soon as you get out, as soon as you're outside the city, I mean, pretty close to the edge of the city, there's just rice fields and agriculture all around.
Mm.
So like that makes you also aware of the fact that like where your food is coming from is not that far away from where you are, right? Like it's not something that's some kind of like these nothing against Chilean apples, but like these apples didn't have to come all the way from far away in South America and travel all the way to Illinois so that I could eat them in the summertime, even though they're out of season.
Bang bang. And how did they, the process it took to get them to me?
Right. They had to put it in a container with gas to hold it
Yeah,
so that it doesn't lose its color
yeah.
and
They
put
had to
wax
code it.
around it,
Yeah, they had to code it.
coat it, coat it, just to get, and then not only that, now, because all the children have only ever seen a coated apple, if you actually show them what just a regular looking apple from the tree looks like, that's dull and unappetizing,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Or like it's not perfectly round. Maybe it grew a little oblong on the
And
tree.
and the thing about it now is that I understand why my mom and my grandma, my auntie would say, wash your food off before you eat it.
Right,
Right? The
right,
banana.
right.
She said, I don't care if you got grab a banana, wipe it off. She would say,
Yeah,
run it under some cold water before you eat it. Run the grapes under cold water before you eat it. And now, I think if you pass any one of them, some grapes now, they won't eat it because they don't have season. They won't eat it.
right, right.
They